What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It with your host, Bando. Of course, you know what it is. This past weekend, we had some beautiful fights, so I have to do some breaking things down. Unfortunately, I missed out, and I didn't do shit for UFC 286. I'm super disappointed in myself for that one. The same thing with 285. I didn't do a breakdown or any previews or anything of the fights, even when I said that I was going to, and I ended up not doing it. So I apologize to anybody who was waiting for any new content to come this past week. No excuses. I just didn't get shit out. It's simple as that. But we're at it for this week. No holding it back. And UFC 286 was this past weekend. Leon Edwards fought Kamaru Usman for the third time and defended his championship. Let's get to the breakdown. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. UFC 286. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We had that wasn't on the card. I don't remember that cough being on the card. That was an intense cough. That would have knocked any fighter out. No, we had some good fights. We had, opening the entire card on the early prelims. You had Juliana Miller, who was a huge favorite, going in against Veronica Hardy. And she ended up losing the decision. Decision went to Veronica Hardy. She won. I guess she just looked overall just better than Juliana Miller. Some people were saying that Juliana Miller didn't look like she can get comfortable. She was winging up shots and just it wasn't there overall. I missed the early prelims. I was still at work by the time, so I did miss the early prelims. You had Jai Herbert versus Ludovic Klein, which ended in a draw. Which I thought was going to throw off my parlay, but it didn't. But my parlay got screwed later on, so it doesn't even matter. You had Joanne Wood versus Luana Carolina. Looks like Joanne Wood got the decision in that one. You had Jake Hadley, who I heard was very impressive last night. Looked very good. From what I know, first round KO, 1 minute and 1 second. Wow, against Malcolm Gordon, too. So, not against a slouch. Malcolm Gordon's no bum. So, good work to Jake Hadley. That was another fight I didn't get to see. So, I didn't get to see any of these. You had Christian Leroy Duncan beat Dusko Tudorovic, which is actually where one of my parlays got effed up. You had Lerone Murphy beating Gabriel Santos through a decision. So, sounds like a pretty good early prelims. The prelims brought us the hype train of Muhammad Mokaev actually having a very close, tough, difficult fight and facing some adversity early against Jafel Filo. You got Sam Patterson lost to Yanal Ashmouz. I think that's how you say his name. With a first round KO. First round TKO. I've said by the way, in this podcast already more than Barack Obama has in his entire career. But Chris Duncan versus Omar Morales. Chris Duncan got the decision win. Then you had Jack Shore, another huge surging hype train. Took out Makwan Amirkhani with a submission in the second round in his 145-pound debut. Now, a lot of things with this prelim. You had Jack Shore hype train, Muhammad Mokaev hype train I hear. Chris Duncan I've heard a lot about. He's 10-1. He's on his way up. The kid's pretty good too. Don't know much about the Ashmouz guy. So I didn't, and that was one of the fights I didn't get to see. I didn't get to see the Mokaev one. I heard his knee was getting bent in ways it shouldn't have. And I saw his interview and he was like, "Oh, I was waiting for it to snap." That's a crazy motherfucker. That kid's a problem. I'm gonna enjoy watching him in the future because he has a beautiful ground game, but he can stand and trade as well. Who else we got? We got, like I said, Jack Shore. I didn't see the Jack Shore fight. From what I know, Jack Shore did a phenomenal job. A lot of wrestling, a lot of work throughout. So overall, I heard he did pretty good. But onto the main card. Let's get to the real shit. Let's get to the real stuff. Let's hop right into the main card. Let's go. Right, so you have Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze. I had Roman Dolidze winning this fight by submission, of course, but he did not get it done. Roman Dolidze is a very good technical striker and then a very unorthodox ground expert. He's got skill, man. He's got a lot of skill. He shows that he can stay up with top of the division at 185. I fuck with it, but Marvin Vettori took the decision last night. Marvin looked good, and Marvin's just showing what his position is, and he's protecting his ground right now. He's not going to let people come in and make the name off of him. He's trying to get himself back to the title picture. He's had a couple bumps in a row, but I like Marvin Vettori. Of course, I'm going to rock with the fellow Italian, but he did good. Jennifer Maia actually pulled out the upset against Casey O'Neill. I don't think anybody expected that, but she did more in the decision from what I saw. You know, Casey O'Neill's slick. She's got good hands. She has a phenomenal ground game, but Jennifer Maia came to do the same thing that Marvin Vettori did. She wasn't letting somebody come in and make the name off of her. So respect out to Jennifer Maia. She did her thing. Gunnar Nelson with the first round submission with 10 seconds left of the first round on Bryan Barberena. Not what I expected. I did not expect Bryan Barberena to one tap. He tapped immediately. That arm looked like it was getting cranked, but I didn't expect for the fight to go that way. I expected Bryan Barberena to put the pressure on him early, man. Gunnar Nelson keeps the chin way up high, way wide stance, real open, and Bryan is a slugger. If Bryan gets started and gets going, man, he's like a shark in water, smells blood. It's a wrap. But he did not get going, didn't throw off many strikes, didn't make it dirty. Gunnar Nelson got the submission finish. Beautiful submission armbar. On to the co-main event. You had Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev, your fight of the night. We all predicted that was going to happen. Too bad we couldn't make just a bet on that itself, but we knew that was going to happen. Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev showed out last night. And man, oh man, like Rafael Fiziev is one fast-ass dude. He's got some quick hands, quick feet. The way he was striking last night, he was staying with Gaethje. It was a very close fight. It could have went either way, but that third round for Gaethje really said it all. He did the most work that he needed to do. After opening up Rafael Fiziev, he started taking advantage and throwing his shots heavier. At first, he seemed a little like almost uncomfortable in the first round. I don't know, maybe that was just me, but he seemed uncomfortable in the first round. And then the second round was kind of like a back and forth on both ends, and then he kind of just took over in the third round. Great fight, though. Great fight. I can't wait to see more of Fiziev in the top 5, top 10. All these guys, there's tons of competition for him to face, so I can't wait to continue to see him up there. And Justin Gaethje said that Dustin Poirier looks like the next fight. Give me a fucking 5-round Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje fight, and let's do it again. It's two different breeds from the last time they fought each other, and it's the top of the division. You put those two up against each other, and that's next for the title shot. So congrats to Justin Gaethje. Won me some money last night. Thank you very much. Did his thing, and I think he totally did enough to get the decision. And another decision that we got to talk about, the main event. The trilogy, Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman 3. How did it go? Leon Edwards wins by decision. Was it a close fight? Yes, it was. Do I agree that it went to Leon? I gotta watch the fight back. Honestly, I have to watch the fight back. I haven't yet watched it back. I definitely have to watch it back because I was on that type of lean 3-2 either way. It all depends on how you're looking at it. If I'm just watching the fight, I'm probably going to say Leon won. If I'm watching the fight in the way that judges have typically judged fights in the past, I would say Kamaru won, especially with the point deduction. But overall, I thought Leon's striking looked phenomenal. He was landing the better shots. He was landing the cleaner shots. Saw the more effective shots, doing good work with the leg kicks, had a couple beautiful body shots in there, some good elbows. Usman was pressuring the whole time, kept Leon on his back foot. The one thing that Leon needed to not do was have his back up against the cage, and he had it all night, but he had fantastic takedown defense. He would not let Kamaru get his hands together to get anything going. So it was impressive by Leon to see what he was capable of doing, and that he actually came in prepared. So overall, I see a lot of people completely agree with the decision. I see a lot of people are kind of 50-50. I gotta, like I said, I gotta watch the fight back, but I guess I am leaning more Leon. No, if you're talking about effectiveness in terms of striking and stuff like that, he definitely won. If you want to judge the fight on pressure and the point deduction and the pace and stuff like that, you could give it to Usman, but I would still say there was probably more rounds won by Leon than there was Usman. So it was a good fight overall. It showed both how technically skilled these guys are. There's a few holes in Leon's game that I think he should patch up before going up against Colby, before going up against more wrestlers. I feel like Usman just couldn't complete the wrestling last night, but we're talking about Usman. He's been in there for a minute doing his thing. Sometimes you just run into that one guy who's got your number. This isn't saying that Usman will never be champion again. I can see that guy having that belt again and being a two-time welterweight champion. So I wouldn't count him out. But Leon Edwards looked good, did enough, did what he needed to do, did enough last night and got the win. And he is still your welterweight champion. And Dana White says the next man is Colby Covington. Do I agree with that? Not really. I feel like if Gilbert Burns gets this win against Jorge Masvidal in April, it's kind of ignorant to not put him in that discussion the way he's been performing. You got Bilal's gonna, I guess, go up against Shavkat now. So if Bilal beats Shavkat, that's a huge slot. If Shavkat beats Bilal, you put Shavkat in the top 5, another guy to be put in the discussion. I don't know. Maybe Dana's just trying to get a quick turnaround for Colby or something. Or not a quick turnaround, a quick turnaround for Leon. And Colby's already ready. So, I don't know, but I disagree with it. A lot of the times that Colby gets the title shot is weird. He takes a year off and then he has his title shot. So, it's weird. We'll see if it even falls through. You know how the UFC is. One minute it's going to fall through, the next minute it's not. But good set of fights. The UK crowd was incredible. When you sit at home and watch the fights and you can hear how loud the crowd is, you understand and just know, damn, that's unbelievable. Leon must have felt like he was in heaven. And good for him. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to all the winners last night. UFC 286. Fantastic card. I enjoy watching it. Thank you to the UFC for putting it on. I can't wait for the next one. 287 stacked in April. Adesanya, Pereira. We got another rematch. We got another grudge match, and this one's got even more on the table for it. So we got a lot to talk about soon. We got some more stuff to break down soon. And obviously, The Ultimate Fighter is still kicking off. They've been doing interviews and stuff like that with Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor. So I'll be talking about more shit here soon. There's always news to talk about. And I've been super lazy lately. Haven't gotten what I need to get out. That's just not how this is done. I got to get my stuff out. So there will be more videos coming very soon. Thank you for tuning in to this one. As usual, I'm always going to ask you to do the same thing. Just like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification button if you enjoyed this video. That way you know when the next one comes out. Go back, watch a couple other ones. And again, thank you for showing any love and watching these videos and doing any of that stuff. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Talk to you later. Peace.